All right.
That's a harmony scream.
Seventh session. Seventh session. When we last left our
People thing.
people things. They're the alleged heroes.
They're really bad at humor.
You guys had been talking with Lupiosa.
It's down now.
Lupiosa, the head of the captain of the water hauler, and you were had kind of agreed to just, and not that she even really asked, but you had kind of agreed to cover for her a little bit in the great story of.
It's our tiny dice.
I need
to borrow someone's such dice today. I could not.
You can take the tiny dice.
Thank you.
Are
I'm
they?
using Zoe tiny dice. They're really small. They're like 1,000.
Okay. Here you can just roll them on this little thing. There. You kind of agreed to cover for her and go back to Port Ames and tell his name something Ames. Caldwell Ames. Tell Mayor Ames that the ship was totally destroyed or something.
They were very, very, very dead.
So weird.
Everywhere. Blood everywhere.
Destroyed by a squirrel.
And hopefully we do it well and we don't like.
I have 3 on sway, Madison. I don't know about you.
Skills.
I
can't sway with
Only let Puddin talk.
None of my aspects.
None of you are allowed to talk but me.
You can't talk either. Right now.
Hey, why do you do that?
Loud honk.
Hey, talk now.
Are you playing?
You taste like snacks.
Are you playing Among Us?
I've changed it.
Maybe.
Clearly, you taste like snacks.
Thank you.
Okay, so
I'm Mr.
in order to get, are you guys okay? Are you guys gonna get out of here? Head out of here?
Maybe.
Head back.
I'm playing Among Us right now.
No,
I'm listening.
I don't know. I'm looking to text.
I'm listening.
I'm paying attention.
What's that?
High five.
You're what?
Hey,
Oh my god, I was a volleyball and I actually landed a high five with someone.
Journey.
what's your record of one?
I'm a crewmate.
Stop playing Among Us.
No, I'm listening.
We're playing
We're playing one game at a time. Which one is it gonna be? Because I've got other stuff I can be doing.
Okay, fine.
No, I don't believe you.
I'm not playing Among Us. Look. No Among Us.
all day. Good.
I think we need a phone jail.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a thing we need.
You need a phone jail.
I need a what?
Phone jail.
Jail for your dog.
You too.
Yeah, maybe I should hang one up down here. Get a long one right here. I only need about 5 or 6. I can just put a long one right here.
And then we can also just staple on watches.
We could just staple the phone to the wall.
No, thanks. I said this morning that you didn't want to replace my phone.
That means you can still break it.
But you don't want to replace it.
Yeah.
Therefore,
He doesn't have to replace it.
I don't have to replace it.
Buy
I
it
just-
with your own money.
I'll have $60.52 in my bank.
Well, that's okay.
You only have what?
$60.52. I made up the cent part, but I only have $60.
All right. So are you guys going to set out from this Gao
Did they run?
Did we
village?
grab their chickens, most importantly?
Did they run?
Who runs?
Like the water ship people.
They're going to continue on their journey to a hidden location, which Asa may or may not have the location for on one of his charts.
They gave him. They said map, and Asa just came barreling.
It's a coded, no, it's a coded chart. This thing doesn't make any sense. No, it's a code. When you figure out the code, you'll be able to find us. Spoilers, it is just.
All of you two sit down and have all the books out in front of me. Okay, which cipher is it?
The numbers, they mean something.
So the trick is, are heading back. Are you guys gonna hurry back, or are you gonna head back carefully?
Carefully.
Quit trying to move off of
So we can waste time so they think we were out searching. Not that big.
thinking. I'm gonna do all the thinking. All right.
There's no thinking.
Who is steering and who is on watches?
That was not allowed in the capsule.
I can do what?
Okay.
Do you want to watch?
He's just sitting there with his 18 cups of it, like,
Okay. So you guys are down. You guys are down in the sink. You guys are down in the sink. Let's take a look at what it takes to rise up out of the sink.
She's not trying to sleep, but she's gonna get shrimp chips.
Just want a tiny
No, you're not ready to hide to.
steal a shrimp chip.
Yeah, bro.
May I steal?
No
I
problem.
don't know if it's stealing if I have, but
Yeah,
it's very important.
No.
It's bar.
How are you gonna get that back? Oh, sorry, just like,
All right.
Hey, can I?
Who's on watch? You're on watch. Okay. For those of you, for you on watch here, I need you to roll a 6. I'm going to need you to roll a couple of dice, but first I'm going to be roll. And you are proceeding carefully, Maddie,
Yeah.
My hat.
under pressure from the sink.
How many?
One first, and then I'll have you roll another one after that.
Oh no.
But first one.
Why is
You can use your little dice box thingy. The little that's actually.
But that's holding all my tiny dice.
Oh, okay.
I have all your tiny dice currently.
1.
Oh,
You sure
okay.
about that, Maddie?
I'm not very good.
You sure about that?
I have like 1,000.
All right. Why don't you give me one more?
No, you ruined.
Give me one more. Give me one more die roll, then, please.
4.
4.
Dang, Amelia.
I'm really bad at this.
It's a bad rolling day.
Does anybody still have? Does anybody still have any mire?
me?
Me? Me? Meyer? Never.
Me? Meyer? Never.
Nobody has any mire.
Asa?
I think you healed. I do not have any Meyer.
Matter.
Got me no matter.
It's so great. It's so amazing that all of the other gods are in just like completely normal handwriting, and all of the Greek gods, which are the best gods, are the ones are bolded in are bolded and in all.
I beg to differ.
Okay.
Rome exists.
All right.
Greek gods are the Roman gods.
There's a pretty direct match from one to the other.
But they're not exact.
It's pretty. Romans basically wrote Greek god fan fiction and turned it into a religion.
No,
Yes.
no.
Wow, you can make a
I mean,
Johnson.
no. Here's no.
Monster.
Yes.
Roman did.
Bobby
Yeah.
Monster.
But Rick Riordan wrote.
Fossifarian.
But Rick Riordan wrote better Greek god fan fiction.
Sure. Yes. Accurate. All right. Can we? All right.
Asa, what?
What?
Asa, why?
What?
It fell.
What?
Chip.
No, my hat.
What?
No, they have to.
You got no.
So you are on watch, and you catch a glimmer through the branches and stuff as you're working your way through.
Okay. Oh, no, not again.
And at first you think, "Oh God, not again!
Yeah.
Not something, not some other horrible thing." But what you get, what you see,
Do I get
and
Maddie
what you
sparkles?
immediately have, Maddie.
Wait, we are sparkly.
Are we still sparkly?
Yes. What you immediately yell back to Ro is, "Turn and follow that."
Turn.
Am I sparkling?
Yeah.
Wait, you weren't on the boat.
You weren't on the boat when the sparkly happened. You're the only.
Therefore, you're not slaying.
Oh, Asa.
Losers.
But then you're not.
I'm not gonna put myself at him so
I
it becomes
literally-
Trey.
Have you guys ever seen the thing, like the videos of like the dolphins that are like chasing along the side of boats and sort of diving and playing
yeah.
and stuff along the side of boats? I want you to imagine that, but luminescent, like sort of purple luminescent butterflies.
Oh, that's cool.
Can you kill us?
No,
Can
mean-
kill us.
Can we?
That's my first question. I have to make sure.
whatever it is, can it kill us?
I'm the cook here, and I'm not eating butterflies. I'll eat something if it was an
You'll literally have a chameleon piranha thing in your inventory right now.
Eat it.
Why are we eating the
We are
shiny
consuming-
piranha thing?
No, it's spicy.
Also, bugs are good
Oh,
protein.
it's
Anyway,
spicy.
Yes.
So these things, you've seen these things before, and while they are sometimes down here on the depth, they are usually in the tangle, and sometimes they'll lead up to the thrash, but in any case, they're moving and they're fluttering along, and they seem they're moving in a big they're moving in a big swarm, like a
swarm of butterflies.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Terry.
No, there's a thing where sparrows will move in like a great big cloud, kind of, and they move as one big thing. It's called a murmuration, and they're kind of doing that. But basically, you follow them, and it's really quite magical. If anybody had any mire, you would automatically get to remove a mire from your sheet from just seeing how pretty this is and how really uplifting. Because if you follow these things, it really gives you a perfect path forward up out of the sink and into the tangle, and from there kind of at your leisure. You're probably going to stay down in the tangle since you're moving carefully. If you're staying in the tangle, you're a little bit less likely to get spotted from a distance.
So Ace sees these pretty purple butterflies.
I see
Wow,
these pretty
so
purple
pretty, and stop.
I see these purple
The thing that you're realizing, Maddie, is which makes you feel pretty good, is the thing that you're realizing is the reason that they're sort of originally clustering around the ship and then like staying relatively close is because you're sparkly. So they're like,
Right, suckers.
I did something right for once. Ha!
And I'm like, I'm not sparkling. I'm gonna go in the kitchen.
Wait, oh, group hug.
We all group hug Aces, so she's like sparkly. In the tangle pods, just sitting on the top, like the most glamorous hat ever.
Starts stress making ice cream in the kitchen bowl. Locked up in.
Okay, where are you getting the
Can I
milk?
have a shrimp chip, Lisa?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I locked myself in there and I started stress making soup.
What you don't know is I have a pangolin / octopus, therefore he has no bones. He goes under the door and hugs you everywhere. He has, did you not?
I will lock it in.
He has no bones.
Oh, I wish I did the like shit
Wherever he
slipping
wants.
thing. I wish I did like the slippy thing so I could slip in and out so I could just like, hey, huh?
No,
Like the door is locked too, so I could just like slip under the door.
I'm gonna lock anything that can get in the kitchen in a barrel.
You're gonna lock me in a
I
barrel.
will lock them in the barrel.
Okay.
Can I have one of those like
Flowers.
Yeah, this is like seaweed wrapped like crunchy. You want one?
I demand.
It has
Is it
seaweed.
spicy?
No.
I know.
I don't think
That's what I say to everybody before I give them wasabi pea and watch them regret their life choices.
Is it
I've nearly
spicy?
killed Sophie.
Wasabi.
Wasabi.
Oh, there you.
Yeah, you guys get up to the surface again, and you've been dealing with the pressure, but it isn't until you finally get up near the surface that you realize that you've been dealing with it, but it hasn't meant that there's no pressure. It isn't until you finally get back up there you're like, you'd kind of forgotten that it felt like that down there. And only coming back up do you realize how
Yeah, I'm gonna remember it.
sunlight on your leaves. Amazing.
On my leaves.
I say
Their leaves.
sunlight on your papery dead skin.
Sunlight on my gooey skin.
On your gooey, slimy, tentacle skin. Gust walks.
He's bird. He tries to flap his wings.
So how long are you guys going to take getting back?
18,000 years.
I feel you might have created.
7 days.
2 more days.
I mean, you were 2 more days? All right.
2 more days.
To go back to Port Ames and report back on the utter and complete destruction of the water hole.
When I said, I'm gonna jump off to get there.
She's so sassy with it
It
too.
would probably take you like a week if you were going to walk back. I would
Yeah.
stay on the ship.
Or like wave walk. So I'd say like,
You want to wave walk back?
I said earlier to escape.
What is wrong with us? What did we do to you?
Oh, yes. If you were going to go back, it would take you about a week probably to wave walk back.
like-
You think of like if you drove for 2 days, how long would it take you to walk back that distance?
Really long time.
Really long time, yeah.
About like 3 days. Going back to.
They're going slow. They're going like
So
they're not going a lot faster than you like. We could honestly get out and walk there, and they're like, "Yep, that's the point. We're trying to go slow. We've looked so hard and so far."
5 days.
Oh,
All right, who's on watch the second day and who's steering?
I'm gonna
switch.
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 What are you doing? Since you two guys don't seem to get put through this very often,
You know around the captain.
what do you do? I remember. What do you guys? What do you
I kept watch. I lightning bolted Amelia and then
scavenge, salvage, fish, hunt?
I'm just taking a nap.
No more.
Oh.
Don't get any more.
What about me?
Yes, you get. Yes. Because she never had
Bribing you with with nothing.
any. No, she never got any.
Thank you, bestie.
Since
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely yes.
Hey, I got more.
It's either this or that.
so Anthony,
Take the rest.
Sure.
you've
Yes.
got
It's either this or that.
Can I
Bestie.
can I point something out? I think you picked up the wrong skill because you wanted scavenge, right? But you wanted it for like getting stuff to cook, right? Is that what you were hoping for? Was to grab a skill to help you cook?
I
Because you picked up scavenge.
don't. I think it was to like get stuff for ingredients for like.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you scratch out scavenge, and I'm gonna have you put in
It's like the
harvest.
battery that was in my.
Harvest is what you want when you're like grabbing stuff off of like plants and stuff, and hunt is what you would use to get stuff off of living creatures. So the missing skill that you had there was harvest, not scavenge. Scavenge is for like, oh, I found this old shipwreck and I want to get useful gear off of it, and that's different.
Yeah.
I know it.
What?
She's got that.
I'm still napping.
I am.
You're napping.
Yes.
You're not doing any self-improvement.
She's
Yeah.
tired.
She very.
Okay.
Self-improvement.
Do you want to? You could fish off the side of the ship. You could. As they're going through the thrash, or not the thrash, but the tangle. You could like be basically taking like a hatchet or something and hacking off leaves or fruit or something like that off of passing trees as you're going by. Anything like that?
I like to do that.
Do it on the move.
Yeah.
And you guys actually have a fruit. Didn't you have a tree on the ship?
Yep. It
Yeah,
is
the
a.
keep tree.
Yeah, it's a keep tree. That's where we keep watching.
Yeah, that's where
Did
we
we
keep
ever
watching.
fix our parachute?
Never.
Fix. You could fix that. You want to fix the parachute
Yeah,
thing?
fix the
You've got
parachute.
rattle, don't you?
Or you can
That's
do
your
that.
job.
Yeah, that's your job. You're the middle thing. Yeah, we got rid of the interns. We got rid of them and then we needed them.
Then we got new interns.
Yeah.
We got better interns that cook.
Better interns. They don't
Okay, what do the interns do?
shit.
Oh, right. Because it's always
Deck engineers is what you guys picked up.
okay, so we can have the interns fix the ship.
No.
Fruiting tree, an ancient tree rooted to your deck laden with fast-growing fruit. Shh. Automatically acquire a fruit-based specimen whenever you use a task to tend the fruiting tree. So you don't even need to roll. You can just say, I'm going to trim the tree up, and you automatically get some sort of fruit-based
No.
specimen.
Scared that you like me.
We'll call them, what kind of tree, what kind of fruit is
The
it?
key
Like
fruit.
it's like
Keen fruit?
Keith fruit.
no, it was like a beetle. It was like a beetle apple thing because that's where Ace's apple trump.
Didn't somebody write that down? Somebody, you. I think on your sheet, don't you have down like tasty beetle fruit or something like that in your specimen? You have that?
I have
My delicious beetle.
You can get some more if you want.
It's a chameleon.
Basically, or you can try to get something as you're going. Okay. Do you want animal
I
or
literally changed it to beetle fruit.
do you want animal or plant?
Plant.
Plant.
Because I
All right.
spicy.
So let's roll. Hey, don't do that.
What I asked?
No, it doesn't mean anybody has to say yes. Okay. What are your edges? Your edges is
Tides and veils.
probably Grace. For this, so Grace, and then you have Harvest. So let's rolling those two tasty dice and see what you get. I don't think you have any.
Tasty dice.
Eat the dice.
Like a different thing.
I forgot to see his hair.
Now, if you really want another dice, you could do something like, you're throwing your chakram, those throwing rings. You could say, I'm not gonna do something that's really close to the ship. I'm gonna do that thing out there, and I'm gonna throw it and chop off a branch that drops down on the deck or something like that. And say you're gonna use the chakram. They'll let you roll 3 dice. It's also cooler.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I only
harvest.
get a 1.
What do you get?
I got a double 2 and 1.
Pretty dang close.
Okay, so that's a
It's not great.
catastrophe with a twist. Good to know. I'm gonna save that for just a second.
Catastrophe, but with a twist.
Zoe,
Yeah.
I need you to. Are you fixing the kite?
For the interns fixing it. We got new interns for this.
The intern, the repair crew fixes stuff when you guys have dropped anchor. Unless you tell me that you're dropping anchor, they're not fixing anything. Task with keeping the ship in working condition. Automatically clear 1 mark from any damaged ship rating when you drop anchor. Which you could certainly do because you have a mark on your seals right now. So if you decide to drop anchor along here, that's fine. Meanwhile, the tethered kite sail. So, Zoe,
Oh my god, it's too fast.
I'm not playing Among Us.
unless you want me to chuck that phone for distance,
Dude, we can use it instead of the shotgun.
Yes, we can throw the phone and just.
okay. What is your rattle?
2.
Okay. What edge do you think would go with your rattle? This is for fixing stuff. What do you got?
Titans.
Tides?
I don't know. I have Grace, Keith, and Tides.
Probably. I'm gonna go with Grace. Tides is like figuring people out. I mean, I guess you could do a tides
How
and
dare you assume that our kite is not a person? Excuse me.
I'm gonna make that assumption. I think it's a safe assumption. So that's 3 dice you can roll. Are you gonna roll? Am I gonna have to wait until you get your case open?
No.
Okay. 3 dice, please.
Oh.
What?
I didn't take anything this time.
What are you looking for?
The dice that I grabbed from Amelia.
Here, just use these for now.
The dice that I stole. I grabbed. I asked if I could borrow them.
All right, 3. Let's have it.
Double 2 and a 5.
Hey, I got a double 2.
Okay, a 5 would fix one of the things. So you're basically on the deck and like working out the kite and laying it out and kind of going, okay, how, it needs to work like this. Then I'm gonna rearrange that. There's little bits of metal going around that you're using, like squeezing to clamp off, squeezing over the wood frame to like clamp stuff into place and things like that. Trying to think of a twist.
She gets hit in the eye and gets her a black eye.
I'm gonna give you a whisper. Leaf on the wind. That was for Zoe because she was looking at the kite sail. So leaf on the wind feels like a good whisper to pick up.
Bonus points if our thing is actually made of leaves to make it.
It's so that reminds me of like Evelyn's character where she's so tiny.
Yeah, she's a leaf.
My idea what the whisper is just us flying.
What if she
Like,
like hangs
right
onto
now.
my
Just
base?
like
What if she hangs onto my base?
You just get the sense of what this thing would look like up in the sky, and the whisper occurs to you. So the twist for you is that you do get a specimen, which you should not do when it's a catastrophe that bad. But you do get a specimen. Need a book.
In my bag.
Need a book.
I only have one. There's
I think you should probably say this for Amelia because
Where did my bag go?
her entire voice is nearly gone. Hers is worse.
Oh, and you can ask your dad.
Also, your parental guardian is right here in this.
Where did my bag
You
go?
can ask him if you want to
This is literally where you live.
What are you?
She
It's
wants
like a hard
cough
candy.
drops.
Who wants cough shots?
Me. They're
Why?
yummy.
You should.
Don't eat them because they're yummy. Give them to Amelia who actually needs them.
Don't
But
do that.
they're
Mine have two.
yummy.
Oh.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
You're encouraging her.
Say this last
This
word.
is gonna happen again.
This is going to happen again.
Cough drop.
Recall is better anyways. I mean, I didn't eat recall.
What the heck's Ricola?
What's Ricola?
It's kind of like that.
I am one person to say I have never had a cough in my entire life.
Never.
I just have to drink a nasty liquid and hope it goes away.
I've never had the nasty liquid.
Well, then you're living a good life.
The cough drop tastes bad.
For
The
me,
cough drop tastes bad.
Yeah.
That's a
I'm
conflicting
searching
opinion
it up
with other
because
people I
I
talk to.
No, I don't like the halls. I don't like them.
in
Okay, but then that's okay. But then that
We already have like a gallon bag of them. What am I supposed to do? I know.
okay. The nasty liquid leaves an aftertaste in your mouth the entire day, and it tastes like acid. So then I imagine drinking acid would taste like. I might be over exaggerating.
The cough drops that my
But
mom
it
has taste better.
This is the look. I'd asked it.
Never seen that in my
Have you
life.
seen this before?
I've seen those. I've never had.
I've never seen that in my life.
Do they have them at like Walgreens?
I've never seen that in my life.
You've never seen a Walgreens?
No, I've been in Walgreens.
Seen this before?
I've never seen
Papa,
Ricola before.
it's just trying to get your attention.
Have you seen this before, Ricola?
Yeah.
Never
haven't
heard of
seen
it.
it.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
They have a really annoying commercial that they run called
Never.
where it goes Ricola, and there's guys up in the mountains that are like yodeling or something, and they're singing the name
I
of it.
haven't seen that. I just
Never seen
my
that.
parents have it.
These ones taste so much worse than the ones by my mom.
Hey, you literally just asked the person that needs cough drops for a cough drop, and you're about to complain about it.
I thought they were like the ones my mom had. They were like lemony and nice.
You don't even need a cough drop.
Yeah, but
Your
they taste
need hers.
Why we find the cough drops of the person that actually needs cough
I'll
drops?
be fine.
I'm not liking them. They're
You
good.
literally just begged her for a cough drop and then complained about it.
I don't know if I asked politely if she had
I will
one.
give
And
it to
then you asked if she
One
could
refill.
split a hard candy.
Yes! Find a knife.
one refill. I will give it to you since you have never tried it.
No, I've never heard of Ricolas in my life.
But you better try.
It smells like cough drops now.
Only give me
Saturated with it.
Oh, hey, look, I opened an AIDS.
Hey, look, it's my hat.
Well, that's rude.
What?
Genius. God of men. Men are not genius. In this society,
Genius
not
condiment.
here.
Not so fast.
genius, God of men, Roman, the personification of creation, creativity. Men are not creative.
I'm not an EIP. Or EIP.
I'm part of Juno. Roman religion also dictated that every place had
False variants.
IEP. You're not IEP.
God.
You're not an E. You're not EP.
There's all these gods that like. There's
IEP.
there's like Buddha and Yatra and
IEP.
there's like Gaishaba and Gibli and Gibbity and Gish, and then there's just God.
Doing brain rot, but like,
And then it's just God. It's just God.
God.
It's just. Oh, look, I found a phone.
Oh, hey, look.
Oh, hey, look, I've got a bottle.
Hey, it's God. Oh, look, I found a ball.
I found a polo. I found a polo. I found a polo. You
All right.
can do a Lester.
It's you get the salvage. You get this
I know he's
Specimen.
stupid. That's about it.
pollen bell.
Every day.
Pollen bell. It's fine. It's a.
can't
It's
kill
a.
us.
Can it kill you? No, the thing he chopped it off of can.
The tree?
So you find this like sort of tendril hanging, this sort of like vine hanging down, and hanging on the end of it is bell-shaped thing, and you chop it loose, and then this thing looms up out of the tree above you, and it does not seem happy that you just chopped one of its things off.
The tree can kill us.
It's not a tree. It's this. It's that.
It's in the tree.
It's up in the tree above. He saw this vine hanging down and was like, "Oh, look at that bag of that bell, like that flower." Kind of chopped that off, and up above it goes. He's like, "Oh, yeah."
Maddie, go back. Or wait, I'm driving.
You're driving.
Whoopsies.
Ace's like, ooh, look at that. That'll look cool.
He's harvesting his thing to fly on back.
Oh no, mend, please.
So,
There's
Asa,
an Egyptian god.
what you doing?
And he's depicted as a
This thing is looming over you. You're about like this big by comparison. And you try to kill it. You can certainly try. You can try to do anything.
My hat.
I yell
Where's
to
Huck
other
Yes.
people and say, hey, there's a giant monster trying to kill you.
Bless you.
Yes, you can absolutely yell. You can
Yeah.
absolutely yell for an alert.
Yeah, so someone actually can help me.
Should I drive?
Its two drives are to wrap and grab and to digest at its leisure.
Yeah, Yeah, that's what
That fell off my head.
I'm on walk. I'm probably the first person to hear you guys.
Yeah.
I'm in the captain's room just doing my thing.
All right. So what are you doing when you say, and then?
and then
So that your problem becomes our problem?
It's literally right next to you. I'm not sure what you're going to do with the hiding thing. You're going to run for under the deck or something, like to get inside the ship?
Wait, you're just gonna yell, hey
No,
guys,
it's
it's a deadly
not.
plant and hide like a carrot.
Nope. And then he's going to run.
I make food. Well, I do not.
I make food.
You do have hunt. You do.
This book says that
Whip your chakram at
the
it.
goddess of the moon, but I thought that Nyx was the goddess of the moon.
So you have, can you not?
Is it Artemis the goddess?
You guys have been reading Percy Jackson. There's an actual sun god. It's not just Apollo.
Huh?
You're reading the Rick Riordan simplified version.
Yeah.
For my
Don't trust everything you've read in a god fanfic.
All right. So, for attacking with the thing, chakram,
Do I have anyone?
What's the
Can I unleash?
this to my head?
I think he's malfunctioning.
It's very bad malfunction, so it's like flying in the air, just
Ace saw the dead
all
sword.
right. You got Grace. How much do you have at hunt?
starts to team-up.
How much do you have in hunt?
Yes, I have 2.
All right. So 2 for that, 1 for Grace, and 1 for your chakram. So that's rolling 4.
I like ballerina dance.
There's all of these really long. There's all of these really.
So just like just ballet.
Food monster does ballet dance.
There's all of these really long job descriptions, and then there's just Hercules, the Roman.
See,
Oh, I got a double 5
Heracles.
and a double 2.
That's it.
Double 5 and a double 2. Okay.
Squish.
So there's a bunch of these tendrils are reaching out to you, and basically you whip the chakram out, and it chops through a bunch of them before circling around to where you can retrieve, where you can retrieve the chakram. But in the so the twist is that a bunch of those tendrils drop to the deck, and you'll be able to pick them up later as an additional specimen. It definitely does not seem to like you chopping through some of these tendrils, so it hurt it. It did not kill it. You were aiming for the body, and the body moved out of the way with a speed that's surprising for something that large.
Why do you make the tree angy?
It's not a tree. It was in a tree.
Oh, there
It was in a tree.
angy.
I'm not getting a tree. Why am I didn't need to.
Angie tree.
All right.
If you tell me to know the ball, that was like that.
All right. Who's got spotlight next? Zoe, you were out fixing the kite, and Maddie, you were on watch. Who's got spotlight next?
Not it.
I'm gonna go get my sketchbook.
Well, I'm
Okay.
Better not.
We're not waiting for you. Are you going now, or is it Maddie's turn?
Finished.
All right, Maddie.
Couch.
He can stay where he's at. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine where he is. Hi. He's yelling, and there's a thing. Tentacles everywhere, and he's like whipping his chakram at it, but he's still yelling like a little girl. And wow.
I have explosive button. Does that?
You do have. I mean, you do.
Do I know what this thing?
does it
Like throw salt at it, does it like dissolve?
Salt is more likely to hurt things that are weird.
Like
Like a snail.
So
What?
More like
like dehydrate.
no, it's think of it as like anti-spirit damage. So it works really well on ghosts and weird stuff like that.
You can spray a bottle of salt water at Ava and kill him.
It wouldn't necessarily do. It wouldn't necessarily do no damage, but
Bad cat sprays it with salt water.
I have
Cat
faith in the
dies.
spirit cat.
Bad cat, because the cat is eating my sweet. It sprays it with salt water. Cat dies.
It's my cat.
Bad cat.
It's tasting the soup so it's not poisonous. 'Cause
Bad
My
cat.
bowl of soup.
It was testing. It was like making sure that it's
Okay, I've got. Okay, so on my.
I need to make sure if I haven't cooked it
Okay.
or something.
Lisa, why would you poison
I
her?
didn't
Like-
what if I didn't
Where do I picture
cook it or
I've got my sash of vials, and I've also got a spray bottle on my hips. So I just like spray the ghost. Goes away.
Don't spray my cat.
I also have
Spray my cat.
explosive
I
vials.
will literally start.
Me and Ace get in an argument. I just start spraying him.
You spray my cat.
She just.
I pull out one of those like a Nerf water gun.
I am the one who has the literal 200.
It's like
Okay.
The vials, 1,000.
it's like
We're not actually trying to attack each other. What are you doing?
What is an LR blast?
Long range blast.
So if I'm like up here,
It means long range from you. It means you can make the blast happen from, like,
so
you
if
throw
I'm
it.
up here, and the
Thing is down on the lower deck. You can toss it down there. Whip it. Yeah,
yeah, can I do that? Explode the
absolutely. The risk there is that you might get Anthony,
vial?
but
you might get it.
you just have to roll well enough to be able to put a dice
might
cord,
kill
and it
you.
doesn't hit Anthony.
Myself to do that.
If you,
One dice.
if you
One dice or two?
You're rolling. What do you? Okay, so you're
I
doing.
have explosive vials. Do I check mark the box? The bubble of that?
Yeah, you did. You expanded it. Yeah, you check off a. Well, yeah, you check off. You don't have an endless supply, but so if you mark it to do a long range blast of either salt, acid, or toxin damage, probably you want. Actually, you probably do want salt.
start,
Just as well.
If you water anything with salt water, it just dehydrates and dies.
Yeah.
do it.
And
I
probably.
spray you.
You have a cat?
You are a
I
ghost.
do.
I might spray you though.
Why? It's not gonna work.
If we get in an argument about soup, about the making of soup, I'm gonna spray you.
Oh, yeah.
Salt. Oh yeah. You mentioned salt.
Or I have like little like gallon baggies of salt to just like
Start like pepper. I start.
you don't breathe, Asa.
Okay. So, yeah, salt very damaging against plant stuff. What are you again? A tree?
Three.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll 2 dice.
If I look like the salt.
2 dice.
And do I bubble in a bubble?
You bubble in a bubble on your explosive vials, yeah,
Bubble.
for the blast damage.
Don't worry.
The odds of you not hurting Asa are going to be kind of low given the number of dice you're rolling, but that's really Asa's problem.
Please don't hate me if I accidentally hurt you.
Too late.
Too late.
Yeah, 2 dice. Go ahead and roll.
What can I do? I will put the falling down thing.
What's that?
3 and 2.
3 and 2. Good times.
2 times.
You know what? When I come back eventually, I'm gonna put a
doesn't
falling
worry.
bell or the nut, as I call it from the bean, in your soup. In your soup.
I can just wash my hands, man. That's how I drink soup. I just like.
I will pour salt. I will
Okay.
literally pour salt. I will.
You are a ghost and a tree. I'm just a tree.
I am a ghost. Oh shit. I got all
This is all double dead.
This is like double dead.
I'm just like slightly in pain for a minute, and then I've got my. Dude, I'm literally the one healing the people here. I just heal myself.
So you whip this thing out there at this thing, and you're so worried that you're gonna hit Anthony that you don't throw it hard enough, and you absolutely hit Anthony square in the back of the right in the middle of his back.
Sorry,
Explosive salt damage everywhere. It's great.
Floats up.
No, you'll be fine. I'm sure you'll be
But
fine.
I'm literally.
Double damage.
I am the.
Double
Oh, you
damage.
take extra damage from salt damage? Let me see that.
Because
yeah, because he's a ghost and
He's a ghost and a tree.
he's a ghost and a plant. Therefore, double dead.
Salt is worse.
You don't actually take extra damage from salt. That's a thing you would have to like. Oh, this didn't flip correctly. Anyway,
Salt is his worst nightmare.
I'm so sorry, Asa. Okay,
Do you?
I will only. Okay, but I might just have.
okay.
Okay, but I might just have a stomach ache. You're like completely dead.
No, I need you to take 3 marks on something.
3 marks.
I'm gonna make her take 3 marks.
Probably, no, I have a thing for her too.
Just before he dies, he just punches her in the face.
Pick one of your aspects that you take salt damage to. So mark 3 on there.
What are you?
Do I just
Why?
blow myself to the
He's got the zoomies.
I'm gonna do full side. Is it
There he goes.
It's just a slash, not a full X. Full X is like burning it. You're just, this is recoverable. Would you mark?
full side for
Okay, so, oh, okay.
Even more so than lead in any
Yeah, and it's, so basically, your whole site is kind of you picking up vibrations through the ship and stuff like that, and basically the damage to your skin has made you kind of numbed you to that sensation. All right, you just hit one of your crewmates square in the body with an explosive vial that you were trying to use to protect them. Which mire do you mark as a result of feeling absolutely terrible about this?
Is eating myself off the side of the ship.
Can I choose it? Please, can I choose
Can I just because I can't wave walk. I just kind of like die.
She just accepts her fate.
I just
What mire do you mark? I'm just gonna have you mark a mire.
When our Spectre A said I would let you choose that.
I'm gonna let you choose that.
I will recommend not explosives becoming stable because
Like-
unstable.
Flow too.
All right, that's fine. She also.
Explosives become unstable around you. Great, that would be great. You should. What's that? Just one. Just one. Which means that if you're using the explosives, you're gonna have a cut of 1 on anything that involves using explosives.
I'm just lying. I'm doing this because of revenge because they
How do you have explosives?
Don't be around her when you do it. It's around her.
Did
You just gotta like. You just gotta
Zoe,
book it.
what you doing? There's a thing attacking Antony, and also apparently Ro is attacking Antony.
I'm so sorry, Asa.
What are you doing? Because this thing is trying to eat your crewmate.
I deserve that.
I'm the ship.
I have no Sprite left to choose with.
It still cheers the bottle.
No, you can't. There's no purpose.
Use her bottle then.
There's no. Well, I'm not gonna drink it.
You don't have
Okay,
to.
shh. Zoe, Rivet Swarm?
Does it have any metal on it?
Yeah, it's
It's a plant.
Can I make it have metal on it?
If you hit it with Rivet Swarm, I don't know why you're complicating this. You have a thing that lets you do long-range attacks.
Alright, so I'm gonna throw Rivet Swarm at it.
Yeah,
and
that's-
then immediately activate Pyrokinesis and then just kind of do the Hulk thing, like that one thing from like that one thing where Hulk is like slamming the person on the side door.
Look, you're just
gonna go to
This is true.
We call that the puny god move, but in any case, just do Rivet Swarm for right now, okay?
She's just doing
Like,
this in a
I want a
distance.
Rivet Swarm so it has metal on it, and then I can go boom.
That's two different actions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay. So, let's take a look at your thing. You've got Rivet Swarm.
Zoomies.
Where is Lydia? Rivet Swarm says a cloud of floating debris that you can direct with the flick of the wrist does long-range spike or keen damage. Keen is slashy, spike is punchy through.
punchy.
Okay. So, you are going to use Teeth or Grace? Teeth and Flourish for your attack.
Shush.
What's your attack skill that you're going to use? Flourish? Are you doing this fancy? I don't see anything else that would make sense.
Yeah, flourish.
All right. So, 1, 2, 3. Do you want to mark a thing on your Rivet Swarm and get 4 dice, or you just want to roll 3?
Do I have to mark it?
If you put a mark on your Rivet Swarm, I'll let you roll 4 dice. Or if you don't put a mark on your Rivet Swarm, then you don't have to mark your Rivet Swarm, but you roll 3 dice. She did it. She did it. 4 dice. Rivet Swarm.
Unless I roll horribly and then I just like.
In which
You ever
case,
seen those
Antony
things
is
where-
going to look like a pinata
No, have you ever seen those things?
covered
where,
in flour,
Oh, I'm just dead.
No, have you ever seen those things? Where
smoking right
Like
now.
have they have a Nerf gun and then they like cock it and then press the trigger, but then they realize too late that it's facing the wrong way. And then the big Nerf bullet just like slams them in the face.
Never happened. Anyway, there was a bit from The Martian last night where after he blew himself up at one point, he was like on camera going, well, that didn't work. And he's literally got smoke coming up off of his clothes. It's great. That's what Andy looks like right now. Smoke coming up off.
There it goes now. You can see it. Steam. Well, we had it.
All right. 1,
He says
2,
I can't make
3,
I think these two
6.
guys.
You got 6?
Yes.
Okay.
Ow.
All right, so the rivet swarm tears through some of the leaves and stuff on this thing, which it does not seem to like. It's
there's something wrong with the dog.
that's the most damage. That's the best roll that anybody has done trying to hurt this thing. So I think you have done the most amount of damage to this thing.
Yeah. And I still have my puny god.
It whirls and starts. Its tendrils reach out and start pulling itself. It floats, but it's pulling itself through the air along the deck toward you, Zoe, as the tendrils reach out for you. Amelia,
Hi.
you're piloting the ship. You can see all this happening out like in front of where you're looking down at the front deck, and that's where all the fight's kind of happening. Do you want to do anything, or
I'm just gonna take your driving.
this thing floats, so maybe you could pull the ship away from it? Maybe
I'll try that.
try to lurch Keith in the opposite direction.
Amelia, that's like
Don't
in
do it
stuff
too
right
hard.
when
I'm
you
just gonna slide off.
What's your
I have wave. I do have wave.
You said just run. No, no, dice. Zoe, can you grab this dice before the dog attempts to eat it, please?
You can do that.
alternately you could have Gus run out there and attack this thing.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Second Gus.
I will.
Are you acting as Gus?
Or can I send you Gus?
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, if we don't get dinner
Where's
tonight,
mine?
the interns and the captain and us do.
The interns of the captain and Gus do.
What would you use? What are you doing, Doc?
I need wow.
Get something in your throat that you shouldn't have?
Maybe.
Swallow a dice?
No.
No, I'm in sure the dice were off before
What did you say?
you got to it.
Amelia was here. Well, yeah. Obviously, you were in this room.
All right, let's give you then 1 dice for tides. You know what? I'm going to be very nice to you right now. You have no idea how nice I'm being right now. Since you are controlling Gus, I will let you roll with sway. You will rarely see anybody say, I'm going to attack with sway. It's not true. You can totally do it in like a social situation.
Verbal attack. Gracious mockery.
I did it! Not 20, let's go!
Sure.
You're yelling short at me as I.
You can have, so that's 4 dice. You can have 5 dice, but if you do, then if you do an additional dice, there's the potential that Gus gets hurt.
No, I don't want Gus to get hurt, so I'm just gonna do these.
Watch as the raptor attacks you by mistake.
Gus go attack him.
They don't get any.
1, 1, 1, and 5.
After I defeat this thing, I'm gonna beat everybody. What you do?
1, 1, 1.
I hate you.
No, it's not gonna attack you.
115 apples in this room. Can you find them all?
Gus just goes
I'm not feeding it.
so crazy. The Roman. I miss these.
Bubble it.
Wait, what did you roll? What is wrong?
Everything won't say. Everything does hit you.
Here's the thing: is it doesn't make any sense for you to take any damage except to Gus's track.
No, Gus.
That's why I'm feeding Gus.
But I'll say it's just going to be 1.
Okay.
So Mark, I'll let you roll 1 more dice though. See if it turns things around.
Okay.
You roll 1 more dice because I'm going to hurt Gus otherwise.
What's an alignment?
What difference does it make?
3.
It's not going to.
It's not very good.
All right, so Mark 1 on Gus, but Gus also like basically got tangled up in the tendrils and started tearing at him with his claws and stuff like that because the tendrils. Although I will say what's happening with no, don't mark Gus. What's happening is the tendrils are wrapped around Gus and are dragging it slowly across the deck into its mouth.
Delicious. You could have had matching faces.
So he's clawing up the tendrils and then certainly doing damage, but there's so many tendrils that there's still some more dragging them towards the mouth of this thing.
I just want you to die.
What?
Die for Gus.
The dice.
I will
the
beat
dice
Gus
don't
and
like
make
you.
him better. How about that?
Actually, no, that's mine.
Die for Gus.
Gus hasn't been hurt yet. Gus is just being dragged towards a lot of a bucket of
I
fur.
thought you didn't like me.
One bucket of fur.
Love her.
You, there's a difference.
Is there though?
This thing is basically it swallows whatever, and then you sit in here and get dissolved
Like, he
over
was a friend.
Ooh,
a long period of time.
Like a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, so even if it does go slow, we just like slice it, chop
I
it.
didn't say it was slow.
Ah.
It's like a picture plan on like a time lapse.
Oh. We just slice it, pokey, really fast.
He's not in there yet. He's being drugged towards it. What do you do?
Drugs towards it.
Can I cut more times?
You can cut more vines, absolutely.
Like the ones that are holding me.
Yeah. So hunt plus what are your edges?
I have
have some mushroom in
base,
here.
tides, and bales.
I would say grace.
Yeah,
I would
also
definitely
have
say
sheet music in
Grace.
here.
So grace tides it. So grace for one.
You should always
Hunt is 2, so that gives you 3.
You should also.
You want to mark 1 on your chakram to add an extra dice for your chakram.
That would be way too hard because I know like 4 notes.
Basically, it's going to get stuck in something, so it isn't going to come back to you very. I'm pretending these things are like boomerangs normally, but you'll still be able to retrieve it later. It's just it's just not going to be immediately available. You mark 1. How many dice is that now? 4.
That's full.
All right, 4 dice. Here we go. Slashing at the thingamabob.
5, 4, and 6.
See, the
6,
aces dice.
5, 4, 1. All right. Do you want? Stop. I'm trying to record. Do you want? Question. You have a 6 and a 5 and a 4. Do you want the 6 to go towards doing damage to this thing, or do you want the 6 to go to getting Gus free?
I'm doing damage.
You're so
But the
mean.
5 still is high.
You can still apply the 5 to getting Gus free.
If you do the damage to the thing's like, damage, and let's Gus go.
Ah, dude.
Or you could just die.
Or it could just die. That works too.
Or it starts pulling Gus in quicker.
Why would I
Probably.
pinch you and you're like, I'm gonna start running faster? What?
Yeah.
Amelia.
Hi.
With a 5, he's loosened. He's hacked through some of the tendrils holding Gus. Gus can get loose, but if Gus will be loose, but he gets hurt because he's pulling himself loose of the tendrils that are like stuck to him and stuff like that.
Fix it.
You want him loose and hurt, or still stuck but not as bad and getting drug in slower?
Loose and hurt.
Loose and hurt. Okay, put a mark on Gus, and you do damage to the thing. It does not look very happy at this point in time.
Just leaves.
It is trying to. So Gus pulls loose, and it's now loose away from. It's not stuck to anything except for the deck, and it can float.
I'm gonna.
Maddie, it looks like it's trying to float away from the ship. What are you doing? Are you gonna let it go?
Is it still holding on to Gus?
No, it's not holding on to Gus.
It's dropped.
You should totally throw more explosives at
More
it. Nothing could go wrong.
You're
You're rolling 2 dice and cutting 1.
It's gonna like roundhouse kick it to Ace. I'm gonna roll 1s and they're both.
Well, you're rolling 2 dice and you're cutting the best
I
roll.
have an arm.
What if they're both the same?
You just cut 1.
Hey, can I
I'm just
borrow that?
gonna let it.
No, can I borrow
You
it?
gonna let it
Can I,
go?
can I please borrow it?
Do you have 10?
Joke.
Does anybody have 10?
Oh no.
I don't. I know that.
I know I
I don't
don't.
capture it and domesticate it so that it's our friend.
Definitely no. You could capture it. Could you domesticate it? No.
Can I like stop shooting out of it?
You need something young like that for domestication.
I feel
Hey, Asa. You need a hand?
it's an arm from one of my kids.
That's organ trafficking simply because we are also friends.
It's organ trafficking.
Anyway, you don't have to do anything. You can just let it go and get loose. That's fine.
We should domesticate it.
You really
wanna gain
can.
something out of it.
You can try to harvest something from it, but you have harvest?
We have stuff. You know the.
Yes, I do.
tendrils?
Two in first.
We have the
You got to get
tendrils
close enough to chop something loose. Huh?
How high could I jump?
I think your characters have a sleep.
I mean, you're 3,
You have the.
so you're tall to begin with. You don't have much in terms of vertical jump, but you are already tall in the first place,
Can
so
I do the group thing where like my arms grab and I like grab its head?
hard no. But
There's tendrils on the deck.
but you are tall. You can just reach out and grab the thing. I mean, or you,
How high?
it's floating away, so it's not. And you're a tree. You're not small.
Oh.
You could reach out and try to grab hold of something, yank, see if you can harvest.
Can I? Like, it looks kind of it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I grab one of
Success 3 times.
these guys?
You can try. All right. So what are your edges? No, probably. Well, it may kill it. Who knows? Depends on how hard you yank. What's your edges?
I have sharps, tides, and veils. Which in hindsight probably isn't good.
Hi.
Uh,
I can play music.
I mean, if you're trying to figure out which thing to yank, let's go with sharps.
2 bars.
Or are you trying to surprise it, like come out, like attack it when it's not expecting it? In which case it would be veils. No, you pick one edge or the other. Is it a surprise attack or a precise attack?
Precise attack.
Okay, sharps. All right, so 1 for sharps and 2 for. You want to break it, or do you want to use roll break, or do you want to use harvest?
Why are you standing up?
I don't know.
Cause are you worried?
Harvest is going to give you a better chance of actually getting something useful off of it. Break will break whatever you're trying to get off of it.
Harvest then. Which
Harvest.
3 dice.
3 dice.
Ace, it doesn't die.
No,
I mean, really, the only chance of the odds of hurting Asa get a lot lower when you're not using explosives in close range to him.
It wasn't explosives, it was salt.
You gotta remember, it's a good rule for D&D. There's no I in team, but there are 6 eyes, and I don't care how big the room is, I cast Fireball.
And then one where you had bad billboard.
Find a little girl. I cast fireball.
Okay, there's no INT, but there is a meat, so that does count.
There's 4 eyes. I don't care how big the room is, I cast Fireball. There's 4 eyes in that. I don't care how big the room is, I cast Fireball. Oh, room is 5 eyes.
So
How
roll 3 dice.
big the room is, I cast. Yep. I don't care how close Ace is standing, I throw explosive flasks.
I don't care how close Ace is standing. I throw salt water at him.
It's double 1s and a 2. Amelia, your dice are cursed. I know this is what happened if I brought my own dice.
Good job.
6 eyes and frick it. I don't care how big the room is, I cast fire.
I'm gonna die here.
Okay, have fun. What's
That's 6 eyes, you're right. What?
what's a faction?
Like a organization that you're part of. Alignment is like sort of your moral alignment.
I've heard of that before. And
D&D uses it, nobody else does, it doesn't matter. You basically have 2 different things with alignment. You are lawful, neutral, or chaotic, and you're good, neutral, or evil. So you could be good, chaotic good, neutral evil, lawful neutral, whatever.
I am chaotic good
Yeah.
because
you
I
are.
enter the campaign playing my lyre on a giant frog.
What are you talking about?
Fans.
Okay. All right. So wow, two. What was that? 2 1s and a 2.
Depressed.
Campaign.
I haven't cut the 2. I think you said something about
No, the cut would be if the cut only applies if you're trying to use explosives, which you aren't. You were just you're running up there and trying to grab and rip something off of the thing.
Jason's getting whooped and he's under the
That super didn't.
At least it's a twist.
Madison.
There's a twist.
Wonderful thing.
So the twist is you definitely get. I'm going to say, I'm going to have you write down in your specimens that you grab a pseudo tooth pencil. Here you go. Under your specimens, you grab a pseudo tooth. You grab hold of this thing and rip it loose, and you're like, ha ha! And then it spits sack bile all over you.
And then I die.
And Nathan gets coordinated and he's like under the deck in the kitchen just
Don't worry.
angrily.
Just save it till next session. The campaign's done next session.
So I need you to pick a, what's that?
I'm gonna spell the
Main tooth, M-A-N-E, pseudo tooth here, right here. Pseudotooth means a false tooth. It's not actually a tooth because it's not a bone. It's a plant thing, but it looks like a tooth. Pseudotooth. And then because you're up by its mouth, it basically expels a bunch of acidic bile all over you.
Honestly, at this point, I deserve it.
It's Amelia's fault.
Which mine does not pay for what damage is on.
It
Yeah, you know he deserves to be alive. He can have a friend, but he's gonna be over here. I'm gonna make a circle around
all right.
his smiley
It marks all 3 of the boxes that you have on Thousand Needles
Oh, so this is not a thing I can use anymore.
until you get it fixed up. And the reason for that is you've been coated in this bile and it has essentially burned off your outer layer of the acidic skin that you have.
Oh, I have to grow my skin.
You just got exfoliated like a baby in a sandblasting machine. Like,
Ah, that's not fun.
you look like you've been drugged for a mile on asphalt. Asphalt's like
I'm like
road.
I know what asphalt is.
I'm like when you
You just said you look like you've just been drugged on a mile.
Drug for a mile on asphalt.
So I essentially
Why
look like when you take a live living branch and you peel the things out.
Yes. Yeah.
Well now I'm not sparkling anymore.
If someone took sandpaper to your entire body at once.
Well, now I'm not sparkly anymore.
I will say for the record, ouch. It hurts a whole bunch.
I will just say for the record.
It hurts a lot. All right. It's still trying to float away. Lydia, it's trying to float away. She grabbed it. What? It still doesn't have any metal on it. No.
It's still that arm. That's the whole reason why I did the rabbit's arm.
With your rabbit's arm.
I
cut through it.
the god into
But then-
the crevice covered.
I'm going to tell you that in a future episode, there will be a much better opportunity to puny god somebody with your ferrokinesis. This ain't it. This thing is plant matter.
Can I just like? Only Amelia will get this reference, but can I just 600 strike him and just like with my red sword, just like
600 strike?
it's from Epic. It's in one of the last songs.
In one of the last what?
He's fighting Poseidon to trying to get home, and he uses a windbag as a jetpack, and he's flying around stabbing him while he's in the air, and he's 600 times. He goes.
Essentially what that one guy in Guardians of the Galaxy with like the head arrow made, where he's like he
Takes the
whistles
arrow
and
around?
it stabs someone.
Yeah, basically, I mean, you're basically Yondo, except you get more than one arrow.
That guy.
Yeah.
I want him
Galaxy
in
fan.
Marvel Rivals. That would be really cool.
He dies.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
It's Marvel Rivals has like every Marvel timeline in it, so you just get a Yondu from another timeline.
Yeah, he dies, remember? He's like
He dies in 2.
Peter Quill and he's like, I like you. You are my child. He's like shaking his face and then he dies.
He saves him at the end of 2 and
And
then
then he
dies.
finally gets the Ravager death ceremony.
Yeah, and then he's covered in flowers and then Baby
yeah.
Groot falls asleep on Drax's shoulder. Remember?
I remember.
Okay,
It's like the end of the
I
second
have no clue what you guys are talking about.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
you can totally 600 strike this thing with Rivet Swarm. It's Rivet Swarm. Did I have you check Rivet Swarm to do extra damage last time?
Yes.
You can do it again if you want to, but basically you can roll 3 dice or 4 dice. You want to check Rivet Swarm to do that? You guys are going to be doing a lot of recovering after this fight.
Interns!
What?
We need the interns.
600 strike!
Okay.
Do they call it that in the song, the 600 strike?
Whoa!
If you roll
Play the song.
I will play the song. I gotta play
it's a 6 and a 3 and a 1.
two threes, 1 6, 1 1.
Oh, you rolled 4. Actually.
Yes. 1 3 3 6.
All right, for the twist. Are you ready for the twist?
No.
You pick up a whisper, another whisper. 600 strike.
It's nice.
That's the salvage.
Oh, you already.
It's like literally. Wait, what? No, wait, hold on. Wait.
Sorry.
Okay, basically you puncture this thing's gas bag in multiple different places and it starts to sink out of sight down into the tree, down into the waves. Into the waves. It starts to sink. What you doing over there, Doc?
Ready?
How you doing, puppers?
He's
Listen to the soundtrack.
he's got the wind bag on his.
Just absolutely rocking in the corner.
He's got the wind bag as a jetpack, and he's just flying around like hitting the side from like every single angle possible, and it's so fun.
My first impression of that song was an emo kid just absolutely rocking out.
Don't mess with me! I'm the power of God and my side.
Yeah, that's
That's literally what he does, though. He's like,
I saw
the correct thing.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
how does
I'm
it
gonna get
feel?
that one right.
I'm sorry.
I mentioned in another session. How we did.
What?
Another time where Amelia or someone I mentioned the power of God and anime.
That was Asa. I have the power of God and anime on my side.
God, that meme is so old. The meme is literally older than you guys are.
Dude, I quote Vines all the time. Vines.
Vine stopped running before you guys were
Yeah.
born.
Yeah.
That video, it's literally a video of like that reposted on the guy who made Epic's like page, and the caption is Odysseus in 600 strike, and it's so funny.
Okay. What's the damage? What damage did you take during that?
1 on explosive vials, all 3 on 1,000 needles and a mire.
Maddie, you're getting like abused by this thing.
All right.
Honestly, I deserve it. I hit him with one. He's a ghost.
Amelia, how much damage did you take?
Gus took one.
Gus took 1. The end. You can stop. Gus took 1.
Also, I could fix it.
Zoe,
Yeah.
how many marks have you taken during this fight
2.
on Rivet Swarm
Yep.
that were self-inflicted?
Yep.
Okay. And Andy,
I'm better than you.
how much damage have you taken?
So far, I've taken
So far.
Well, the fight's over, so...
4
Really?
more.
I took 5 pops. You got more damage than I did to you.
I got some more.
It's a contest now.
What did you take the damage to? You
I
took,
took 3 to whole sight and 1 to chakra.
so you took 1 to heavy chakra, which was you attacking the thing, and the 3 that you took to whole sight was literally what Maddie did to you. Solid.
Oops.
Oops.
You gave me the mire, and then I self-inflicted the rest.
All right. So, you guys want to weigh anchor? Or, like, make anchor so that you can rest after that horrifying?
The interns can fix Keith up, and then I can
Keith
drop.
does have damage. He
It's
has a...
the dice's fault, which are also Amelia's. So I'm gonna
Therefore,
So therefore, blame my father because he bought the dice.
So the deck engineers work on the seals of the ship, which have been messed up this whole time. The kite sail has been fixed.
I found it. It was in Doc's mouth.
What was it?
It was like a carabiner.
Doc.
I don't think you're supposed to eat that, dog.
He was like running around with it, and then he dropped it and like quickly picked it up.
He does that all the time.
He just carries things. He's ridiculous. All right. Yeah, you guys can. Let me get back to
Building
the.
an army.
Why are you causing clicks?
No, Doc.
Why does he not have a nose?
Oh, he does.
All right. So for dropping anchor, the ship stops so everyone on board can rest with minimal fear of interruption. The undercrew takes over the watch duties, keeping their eyes out for dangers to the ship. This is the safest way to spend nighttime hours and a great opportunity to work on personal projects and repairs.
No, I'm not fixing this.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you
I
have?
got nothing to fix.
Yeah,
I
you
just
do.
reshape. Yeah.
I need if you want to if you want to fix up a rivet swarm, you need to roll. You need to give me a check
Can
on.
I check Rivet Swarm to get me some extra point to give me an extra dice on fixing Rivet Swarm?
Sure. I'd totally love that. I think that would be great. I think you should definitely check all the boxes on rivet swarm so you can't use the ability anymore. That would be a great idea. Alternately, you can roll. What are your edges?
The ability if I fix it.
No, it would check it, and then you'd have to have another box you need to fix. What are your edges? Let's start with you because it's easiest.
Brace, teeth, and tie.
Okay, so let's do teeth and rattle.
Okay.
You're finding little metal bits to add to your rivet swarm. How many dice is that?
Hold on. So,
What's your rattle?
well, you said teeth and rattle,
Teeth and rattle.
and 2. Actually, 2.
Okay, so you're rolling 3. What you want is a 4, 5, or 6. Ideally, you'd like a 6. If you can only get 4 or 5, it's not going to heal everything. If you get a 3, 2, or 1.
5, 5, 5.
Actually, one good roll.
Whoa!
You guys just say curse now.
Curse with the Asa.
Curse that it's trying to kill me.
Curse with apples.
I'm gonna curse you.
I'm not going to give you another whisper because that would be weird.
I have like 4 whispers.
You know, I'm just going to say with the twist that you get another thing repaired. So let's fix up both of your rivet swarms.
Both? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot that I didn't actually mark the third one.
No, you had two checks on rivet swarm. Uncheck the 2 checks that you had on rivet swarm. Right?
Excuse me.
What is that? What did you do?
We made it curly. Let me give you a mustache.
Antony, you're cooking stuff? For fixing stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Tonight we make the drones
What
pay.
can I do with the pollen now?
10 years.
You can add it to anything you want to cook with. You can make it you can turn it into something for cook or basically it's just another ingredient that you can add to stuff. And it's cool. Let me just, all right.
Yes.
Do what I say and you'll see them.
All right, so you can go. Zoe, stop singing, please.
Alright.
Do you have, what do you use for cook? Hunt? No, what are you using for cook? Concoct? Let me see yours.
I have cook.
Oh, you actually have, I didn't even see the cooks go. I'm dumb. All right, so you want do you have tides?
Yes.
All right, let's roll tides and what's your cook at? So 3 dice, and I'll give you an extra dice for whatever ingredients you decide to throw in the pot.
A beetle fruit and pollen.
Okay, cross those 2 out. Delicious beetle fruit and the pollen bells. So you're rolling 5 dice.
Yes.
Rolling 5 dice.
And you can make 3 cups of it, and then we just like down it, and suddenly we have a very, very weird cook. Does it work with all juices? I'm gonna try it. Orange juice.
5, a 3, and a 4.
Like the first time you say orange juice.
All right,
Like a cup
uncross and your beetle fruit.
and then
Uncross?
Yeah, you didn't use up as much as you thought you would for it.
orange juice.
The twist is you don't use up the ingredient.
Orange juice. Yeah.
5? All right.
Orange juice.
You can take a mark off of one of your hull site thing, or your chakram. Take your pick. It doesn't really matter. Raise chakram, and you take a mark off of your 1,000 needles.
That's social.
It's gonna take a while.
Okay. Count them.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What are you doing with your concoct?
That's me.
Yeah,
I can barely count.
Healing Gus.
healing Gus.
I'm gonna go work on it.
All right, so do me up a what are your edges?
The kitchen.
Edges. Sharp sides and nails.
Sharps for 1 and concoct. What's your concoct at? 2. So roll 3, and I'll give you an extra dice for any specimens you want to burn up on this.
Don't have the kitchen.
do-
Called the Asa cave.
Hey, meals. What does Gus like to eat?
He likes.
Probably gonna have to eat.
Use anything but her dog.
He likes dice.
Oh.
What's that?
Like not for real.
You'd be okay
He
with
likes
dried
humans.
be fine with dried locust or beast blood or drake generate.
Oh, beast blood.
Okay, beast blood.
He likes to eat bees, if you couldn't tell.
Take the beast blood, pour it over the dried locust. It makes for a lovely little kibble snack. It's great.
Sorry.
Hey, you're made of
All
bug.
right, yeah, if you want, you can.
Whenever I've
No,
had
you
a
cannot
thing-
rip me apart. I'm not gonna sharp the skin so you can have more
Yeah, but
material
she has
for your food.
locust. That's cannibalism.
All right, can we? Let's.
I mean, like,
Off we
it's
go.
cheap to consume
So 5.
the load.
Yep.
But Gus is concerned.
Wow, the first good roll of this.
Yeah.
6, 5, 5, 5, 4. If only I had rolled that one, trying not to hit Ace.
All right, so the 6 is great. Gus is fixed.
Yeah.
Gus is fixed. Gus is fixed.
Yay!
Uncheck it.
Uncheck.
What do we have for a good twist here?
Death. Okay. No more death.
No more visions of your past death.
Please. I'm
gonna go to the restroom.
Let's go. I'm gonna give you a whisper. You don't really have any whispers, do you?
Nope, I have one.
What do you have?
I have an ancient foe.
Because you got out an apple in his mouth.
No, that was after it happened.
I asked if
Actually, I'm gonna give you a chart. It's a weird kind of chart, but I'm gonna give you a chart.
Okay. And I'm gonna.
It's not really a map. I'm just putting it under charts. Healing recipe. You have a good mix that you can use for putting together a healing recipe. So if you use that up, if you scratch that off, it'll give you extra dice. So it works like a specimen, except it's ingredients.
For you anyway.
And you know what the best part about this one? You can use that for you. No, that's the best part. What? Can you let him out? Ask him if he wants to go outside.
Do you want to go?
Okay, just ask him.
What? You wanna go outside? Do you wanna go outside?
so loud child.
This
He
is
is.
a cat.
All right, so yeah, this is a reusable thing. Gives you bonus dice for doing healing rolls. Yeah, I think that's good for that. Healing recipe.
Fancy name or it's just healing?
Just have seaweed.
What did you scratch off for using this? What were you going to use? Oh, you used the beast blood?
Yep, and the dried locust.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yes. Beast blood healing recipe.
Dried locust doesn't sound cool.
The important part is the beast blood. The locust were just something for them to soak up the beast blood.
What's that face, bro?
And eating seaweed.
So if you get any kind of
I mean,
Oh, it's a lot of sixes.
If only I had
Six,
rolled
six,
that
six,
one.
six,
Fix Aces problem.
666.
indeed.
4, 4, 1, 6.
We need a 555. Best roll, 555.
Are you okay?
No. No, I'm okay.
What?
I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
But your voice sounds a little bit
Yesterday, your mom was like, she's saying too much and lost her voice, but she's okay now.
What?
And she was like, right, Amelia, and you were like, I'm not okay.
different. Why does it
Did you lose your voice from singing or did you just get sick?
I don't know.
What?
I didn't go to the bathroom.
What?
I don't know.
The bathroom smells.
He asked chips. I brought some chips I was eating, and I never went to the bathroom.
Never did I. It was just you two.
Yeah,
Okay,
Amelia.
don't worry about it. Can you let the dog back in, please? Thank you.
What?
Keeps more. I want
Oh, hey, keep going.
All right, let's have one more roll for who's on watch. All right, give us a
We're making some
A roll of what is?
just a roll.
Beetlejuice.
It's just one dice.
Beetlejuice.
Okay. Ooh. All right, one more.
Oh, I rolled a 6 on the other
A
side.
2 and then a 6.
Yeah, I want to come inside.
All right. You notice on watch as you guys are traveling the next day that the weather is starting to get bad. You're probably about a day away from Port Ames.
We
And the
slow
weather
down.
is starting to get bad.
We stop moving. completely. No, wait, because we wanna act like we were searching.
Yep, then we might die. Because storm. If we get to the town, then we just go and build and hope.
They
So
don't notice our keys.
you're driving. Do you want to go fast or do you want to go careful?
I want to go careful.
All right. In which case, probably drop down from the thrash to the tangle so you're down underneath the surface of the branches and see if you can shelter. Why don't you give me a roll of what are your edges? And do you have study or sense?
Sharps, heater, tides, and bales, and I have both
Tide.
sense and study.
Tides, do you want any sense or study?
I have 2 on sense and 1 on study.
Roll the new sense.
Okay.
So tides and sense. You're kind of feeling your way through this.
I hope that doesn't.
Oh, you can actually, yeah, take this back. You should be rolling the ship stats. So let's look up Keith.
Oh,
Keith. Oh, Keith. Oh, the mighty Keith. Where are you? I hope. Okay. Oh, this is going to be good for you. We're going to roll tilt for Keith.
It's a
Keith's tilt is a 4.
But
Yes.
yeah,
okay.
We need that on a
Just 4.
sticker.
4 for Keith's tilt.
3, 3, 6, and 6.
Nice. Very nice. All right. Keith is good. He gets down. You take him down into the tangle, find a nice thick branch next to a nice thick tree, and basically he hugs that branch and just holds on through crappy weather for the next
He's just
day.
laser blowing away. He's
No.
okay. I was drawn.
So you guys basically just weather through the storm. You don't make any headway for the next day, but it's fine because you're also not getting blown around all over
Yeah.
the place.
And also we want to.
All right, who's on watch for the next day after the storm passes? Again?
Yeah.
All right, roll another
I
d6.
think Ace should be on watch.
Well, he's. Are
I'm
you
taking Ezra's
coding?
job because
What?
he's cooking, you're sleeping. You're not allowed to do this.
You're not allowed.
She can be on watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's been watching. Not allowed to steer though.
Yeah, no, never
Do you
again.
want to be on watch?
Really, kind of.
Does anyone particularly want to be on watch?
Okay,
I can be on watch.
I can
it's
do
fine.
it. I can do it.
It doesn't matter. We're just rolling one dice. Go ahead and roll.
Roll the
5.
ball.
Lovely. Roll me one more dice.
This time it was all worse than this time. Maybe it's just chance.
The only thing you spot during this section is what looks like a ruin of an old settlement out here.
Aren't we like archivists? Isn't that what supposed to be our job?
So I've distanced him.
Wasn't there like an option for that at the very first?
I'm looking.
Were you like,
Yeah, but I don't think you guys did that. Motif, salvaging.
Salvaging.
So yes, technically,
Can we go over there? Salvage something? Be like, maybe we find like some dead ship parts and be like, this is what was left of them. To make our story more realistic.
you do have a grappling cane and yeah. Salvaging. So, guys, hey, Ro has spotted the ruins of an old settlement about a half day's travel away from Port Ames.
Can we feed Keith?
She is suggesting that you pull up there and see what you can salvage out of the ruins because you are, in fact, the salvaging ship.
Yeah.
What happens if we grind
we
up
are.
coffee
Can I chill on
and
the
give it to
ship?
Keith? Like pour it in his Peter Pan feeder.
So we just.
Does he like Sonic the Hedgehog bit in like? Does he like? Yeah. Does he go faster?
Or does he really?
I mean, you could. I
Does
don't
he
know.
roll up? Oh no, the tree would die.
Yeah, rolling up might be bad. Since you're on the outside. Are you guys good with the salvage plan?
Yeah.
All right. What I'm going to do then, because
Why are you looking at me?
what?
Because it smells slightly like chip trips.
That's just how it is.
What's that?
It smells like
Must be the
I tipped over the heater for a second. It knocked dust loose into the heater and then it cooked the dust.
that's
Yeah.
cook the dust. Can you use a heater to like cook actual meat?
I would
Depends
not
on the
recommend
heater.
it.
Also, no, not meat. You can warm stuff up, but that's about it.
It can be
Marshmallow.
There was, my dad had a heater. We lost heat during a blizzard when I was a kid, and we had this like propane tank that just basically had a heater on top, like a heat thing that radiated heat, and it would pivot, and he pivoted it around so it was flat, and we would toast bread on it. It was hot enough to toast bread on. What's that? Wow.
Heater breakfast.
We were cold. It was cold though because the whole house didn't have heat.
something burning. Oh yeah, that'd be my bread. That's pretty bread.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to pull up at the ruins, and we are going to do the ruins next session because I have not prepped any ruins. Sorry. That's I know you guys are headed. I know you guys. What? No, it's not necessarily true. I know that you guys were headed back to Port Ames, so I knew that I had to have a bunch of stuff like sort of laid out that you could theoretically roll and encounter. The thing is, everything is sort of random with the encounters and stuff, so it sort of says, like, okay, I'll give you an example.
Randomly got one of the most dangerous monsters. No. No,
It was
the squirrel Leviathan.
That was, I can't remember what the roll was for that, but it was, there was a,
If this person rolls a 2 or if this person rolls a 3 or under, this is gonna happen. If this person,
they were traveling and somebody rolled like a 3, when you roll the watch, you're rolling a 3, 2, 1, you get nature encounters. And then on that, possible results. One of the things is you encounter a horror of the wilds, an experience that leaves lasting scars. Immediately mark one mire. And I was like, oh, Leviathan.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why would you care about the Leviathan other than it's running away? Easy. It's chasing the water hauler. So it's mostly me asking questions and then coming up with the most obvious or the coolest answer. A lot of times, yeah, I don't know. How do I know what to do? That's a really, you ask good questions that are not necessarily easy for me to answer. I know. So for example, you guys have been rolling really like a lot of nature. There's 3 different kinds of encounters that you might run into as you're traveling, and one is nature, and that's the most common one. It's like a 50% chance you're going to get nature encounters when you're out in the wild, out on the Wildsea. So a sighting of or a tussle with some creature from the true wilds in the form of a plant, a creature, or a force of nature was what I rolled when Asa he was out harvesting and he rolled really badly. So I'm like looking at the thing, I'm like, okay, well, then, okay, it's a 1. It's probably a plant creature because he's trying to harvest plants. So then I was just flipping through and looking for plant creatures. You guys also rolled, well, just now you rolled a 5, which is order, an encounter with one of the various cultures living across the Wildsea. And then you rolled a 3, which is a wreck or a ruin, a remnant of a past expansion, now abandoned and ripe for salvaging. So then I just have to, but I want to get something more than just, it's a busted up building. I want to get some, cool details or something like that. So I'm going to go.
So our game is going to end on.
What's the computer do? Nothing. I just have PDFs open. It's just digital versions of the books that I can search through faster because I can, like, if I know I need to do, I'll give you an example here. When I know I need to do travel, I'll do a search for watch rolls, and they're just search for watch roll, and it jumps me to the right page. That way I don't have to remember what the page number is. So yeah, that's all the computers really. That one, and I've got everybody's character sheets in here, so I can look up everybody's sheets without having to ask you to hand me over your sheets all the time. That is the other thing I have is, like, this is Keith's sheet with all of his stats and stuff, a little picture of him. So
Okay.
that's all the computers are. In other games, I have stats up, or I'll give you an example of. This one's actually pretty useful, or a pretty good example of what I have to have up. So for Sean and Zoe's masks game, I have this thing called Millinote, which lets me keep track of all the people, and it gives me like a flowchart of everybody's relationships and what everybody is to everybody else.
Well, now if they had one of those for a life, that would be useful.
Yeah, exactly. But this is really useful. This is basically all the kids that are in their class in Phoenix Academy. So and then also like NPCs. So like if there's a group that is messing with, if there's a group that they're messing with or they're running into a lot, then I'll put some information about that group up there and stuff like that. So that way I can just look up stuff. And when we do the mask game, we've got like a bunch of little pop-ups that tell you like, you can like mouse over your skill and it pops you up with a description of like what the skill is for and things like that. So you can like look at you can see all the moves, all the different move options and stuff like that. So alternately, if you have like more of a D&D type game or something like that, well, and sometimes you can find scenarios and stuff for these sort of things that are sort of written out with like, here's what's in this room. So like we did one called, what was it called? Oh, the one-armed scissor.
I think so.
Yeah, and they were trying to find like this delivery ship that hadn't shown up, and they went to find it, and it was at this place called the Hanging Manor, which was like basically a whole university campus that was stuck up in a tree, like remnants of an old university campus, like just the buildings and stuff like that were hanging up in the tree on chains.
It was so cool.
And
except for the fact that I got present scars from the big bad.
Oh,
What was his name?
do we have a big bad?
You did it to yourself.
Yeah, I did, but but what was the big bad guy's name? What was his name? The little slug thing.
The what?
The little slug thing.
Oh, the Librico ray. Yeah, it was imagine like a mantis ray, but it lives in the trees and it eats books. So it oozed ink.
That thing.
That's cool.
It ate books.
Okay, guys, I have an important proposition. And I might need Zoe to Google something. Okay, there are roly-polies. I did research on
Wow, there are roly-polies?
hold on, I'm not done. On like pill bugs and I don't know what they are right this second. But anyway, there are ones that look like pandas, there are ones that look like rubber ducks,
They're ones with little spikies on their backs.
Here, let me see. You want
I can Google. Search up rubber duck